Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to Sparklethorn Designs. Today, we are going to make a Valentine wreath. So, grab you some fabric, grab you a little foam heart from Dollar Tree, grab you a wreath. Doesn't have to be a heart, but I think this is gonna look really cute. Get you some mesh, and maybe get you some kind of fasteners, whether it be pipe cleaners or zip ties. Scissors, whatever you want to do to cut the mesh on, and let's get started. All right, so let's get started. First thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to measure and cut my mesh. And then what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to roll it up, and I'll show you in a minute. I'm going to do 3 pieces together with either pipe cleaner, zip tie, however you guys want to do it. And then I'm going to attach it to the wreath. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to say attempt because this is not something I've ever done before, but I'm going to cover my little heart with some fabric. And this is something that my friend Christy and I were going to do together. And she actually, her fabric was a little bit thinner. She got it at Dollar Tree. I don't know where I got this, but I'm pretty sure it was not Dollar Tree. It's much thicker. So I think I'm going to have to, but anyway, she took hers and fixed it in a way to where she could tie it. And then she could either have the tied portion to the front or the back, depending on what your preference was. Mine is a little bit thicker, and it says Waverly Inspiration, so I'm thinking it maybe like came from Walmart or something. But anyway, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna figure out a way to completely cover my heart, hopefully in a manner that it's creaseless, and then I'm going to put it inside of the hole to this heart. And I think with the fabric, I think it'll literally be where I could just stick it in there, and either it won't take any glue to hold it in, or it's gonna just take a tiny, tiny bit. All right, so I'm gonna speed this up and let's get started. Before we get started, I'm gonna measure mine at 8 inches. That's usually what I do my wreaths on, so I'm just gonna make sure that it's all even Stevens here. And then I'm just gonna use my little, all of this stuff is from Dollar Tree. I'm just gonna use my little Dollar Tree cutter, and voila, there we go, and we're ready to keep going. Let's get going. Okay, so that's one roll down. Now, what I'm gonna do, and you can do this a couple of ways, okay? Depending on my mood, depends on how I do it. You can just take it and just roll it up like it wants to go anyway, okay? And do that 3 times. And then I just kind of put them in an X. And then I do the 3rd one, and I just try to make it to where it's kind of in its own little corner as well. This one's being a little obnoxious there. And then I do take my, where did I put those? Hold on a second. I do take, if I use noisy, So if I use pipe cleaners, chenille stems, whatever you would like to call them, I just put it in the middle. I do this and kind of pull them up together. Whoops. I make sure that this is kind of, this one's got a lot of little frayed edges at the end. But anyway, I just pull it as tight as I can and I twist it several times. That doesn't leave me a whole lot, but it'll be enough. And then at the end, once you have it completely put together, you can kind of fluff these and make them look better. But what I typically do, you can fold these in half if you want to work with a bigger piece. I typically fold mine into thirds, and I just kind of make sure they're pretty much even. And then I grab my scissors. This way I'm not just using a whole bunch, but if that doesn't bother you, then, you know, feel free. If you want to use the zip tie, then I would take the zip tie while you're holding them, and I would just put it around here and around the frame, and then zip it up together. All right, now the other way you can roll these is you can go from the corner, okay? And you just go from the corner and you just roll them as tight or as loose as you would like, and you go to the other corner. And then that way, that when you get done, they've kind of got a point, whereas these do not. Okay, so it's all about just what aesthetic, how you want it to look, okay? And I actually have done a wreath with both. So, you know, you could do one set like that, one set like this, and just alter them through. I'm actually going to do all of mine this way, and again, I'm just going to roll it up. I'm going to do it with 3 pieces. If you're doing different colors, then typically, if I'm doing 2 colors, for instance, I'll do, let's say I'm doing red and pink, I would make one of these, 2 reds and a pink, and then on my next one that I attached would be 2 pinks and a red. And you know, you do that however you want to do it. If you're doing 3 colors, that's even better, because then you've got, you know, all the colors in one thing. Again, just gonna pull it, tighten that up, and here we go. All right, we're gonna finish these up. Okay, so that is package number 1. If you get the mesh at Dollar Tree, you'll probably need 4 rolls. I only grabbed 2. If you get it at Hobby Lobby, you're gonna get more. So you could probably get away with just a couple. So I'm gonna go ahead and just use this and show you what we're doing here. And I grabbed a heart wreath. They didn't have any heart wreaths at the store that we went to on Friday. And so Christy got her a circle one, but she got like the medium size, because I know they've got the really small ones that come, I think, 2 in a package. They've got the regular size, and then they got the great big one. So I'm gonna use the heart. And to do this, where am I gonna start? Let me think a second. I think I'm gonna start down here in the corner. So I'm gonna start right here. I'm gonna put it to where it's gonna be over those 2. Is that what I wanna do? Do I wanna do it here? No, I think I wanna do it here, because I'm gonna put that heart here, and I might have to even just lay it on top once I get it fabriced. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna stick this on here. I'm gonna do it in the cross section, okay? No specific reason. I think it gives it a little more sturdiness and it will help it to not move. Okay. And then one thing that there's two ways you can do this. If you keep these longer, if you keep the chenille stems longer, you can always push them back through so they stick out from this direction. And I know that it was the wreath I made for my daughter for Halloween. I did that and she liked it because she said it kind of gave it just a little bit of extra. Now I'm not going to do that with this one because this one's going to have a lot going on as it is. So for right now, I'm just going to kind of leave those hanging there. And the mesh does like to stick to itself for sure. So I'm going to get this done. I'm just going to stick this. And on the round ones, usually you can put it over two sections. And that kind of gives it a little more stability. So this will be a good test. Once you get several on there, it'll also help because you're filling it up and making it full, so there's not as much room for it to go rolling around. Okay, so far, I mean, that's pretty big. What I did was I did 2 on this side, 1 down here kind of at the dip, and I might even put just a dip of hot glue on here when we're finishing up to make sure that that piece stays right there. And then I did 2 here. And as you can tell, that's pretty full. You can do less, you can do more. You can add in other elements like ribbon and stuff, which that sounds like a really good idea. And I've got some hot pink big polka dot ribbon that I might look at in a little bit. But you're just going to do this all the way around. If your chenille stems are long enough, you could go on the 2 outer ones, like put the chenille stem like this so that it's right here. I don't think that it's going to matter because right now, I mean, you can tell it's gonna cover it. And then when you go to fluff it, basically what you can do is you can just kind of pull these apart a little bit, and that just gives it just a little more fluff and buff. Okay, and you cannot do it. It's whatever you want to do. All right, so I'm gonna do this. With that, I've only got 2 left, and I'll probably do it from side to side to kind of go up and go all the way over. So probably what I need to do is cut this up, and then we'll be right back. All right, so let me throw these out of the way. On these, I went ahead and cut them a little bit smaller, thinking that I could use them. In the long run, I should have left them because, as you saw, I had one extra piece, and then with the 2 awkward pieces, that would have made 3 and it would have been fine. So I'm still going to use this probably. But what I did was I went ahead, and those last 2 pieces that I talked about before I started cutting again, was I went ahead and put them here at this joint. I'm going to go ahead and put, I'm going to put one here and one here, and then I may put one here, so I may have to cut a new pipe cleaner that's longer, because I think I want to do that, but I might not. I might just stick it here. I'll have to look and see. Let's go. Okay, so for that weird one, I went ahead and stuck it right here at the top of the heart, and then I just wrapped those around it to kind of give it a little more stability. It'll probably need some, I almost said gum, wouldn't that be hilarious, some glue. But the thing about it is I'll wait until closer to the end to figure out if I even want to keep this, because I'm clearly gonna need to get some more mesh. This is all I've got for right now, so I'll have to, should put that there. Go get some more mesh and then come back to finish this. So before we get to the end of the video, I will definitely do that. Okay, but we're gonna pause in the way this, looky there, I'm just picking up stuff left and right. We're gonna pause in this. I definitely think this will have to be trimmed so that it actually looks like a heart, but that'll be something that I'll do at the very end. Now, if these long pieces drive you absolutely nutty, you can trim them, cut them, you can do whatever you want to do. This is your wreath, but I'm gonna wait. So I'm gonna lay this aside. I'm gonna attempt, like I did earlier, this mesh just really makes, really makes a mess. So let me get some of this picked up. Goodness. There's even a piece of green in there from when I was cutting for my other wreath. That stuff just gets everywhere. All right, let me do a little quick vacuuming. If you're curious about this, this is one of the best purchases I've ever made. I love it. I got it at Amazon. I'll see if I can find it and put it down into the description. You just, let's see. I can't remember how it all works because I don't pull it apart very often, but you push it here. There we go. And then everything you've collected is in there. Ew. Okay, so on to the heart. Let me get some of these other little things out of the way. Okay, so what I think I'm going to need to do is I want to put as little fabric on here as absolutely possible. And I think that the best way to do that is going to be to start from this end that doesn't have the white stuff on it. And I will tell you, I did use my little Cricut, I know it's got a name, but my little Cricut iron after I opened up my fat quarter, because you can still see some of the lines, but they were much deeper. But all right, so I think what I want to do is I want to cut it, and fingers crossed that I don't mess this up, but let me look. I think this will be more than enough. Okay, I think we're gonna go right there. All right, and I'm gonna cut kind of at a V. Okay, so as you can see, I did that. And my hot glue's been sitting over here and it finally shut itself off. So I'm hoping that maybe it's not going to take it too long to open itself back up for glue. It's almost ready. Now, if you are using hot glue, you need to be careful, because when you're hot gluing on foam, if you've got it set on high, it's probably going to melt it. Y'all probably already know that, but you know, just in case we've got somebody new out there. Okay, I think I'm going to give it a shot. You also need to be careful. Nope, it's not quite ready. That you do not burn your fingers on the hot glue. Also, I'm not going to worry a whole lot about what the back looks like. I mean, I'm going to try to make it as neat as possible, but oh, see, now see what I did? Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to do, there we go. And then we're going to glue that. I want that to, you know, be definite. Hello, you can tell this is a heart. And then I think what I'll do is this, maybe. All right, you guys, I am just totally winging this. I'm sure you can tell. I think I might have messed that little part up. I'm thinking I should not have cut that first. I think that might have been, I think I should have started from the bottom and worked my way up. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. So I definitely think if you're doing this, start at the bottom and do this part last, because that would have been so much better. All right, let's do. I don't think a few little creases is going to be unacceptable. Not necessarily, probably shouldn't do that. That's probably gonna ruin it. Okay, let's see. That's too much fabric. I don't want to have too little, but I think I can cut right here. Even though I'm not cutting a straight line clearly, I can see now. But I think that's still gonna give me more than enough fabric. Okay. And I think if I cut, I think maybe do this part next. I think that's going to be. At this point, you're just covering the heart. Ouch, burn your fingers. Don't burn your fingers. Hold on, let's do this one down. This one there. Made that one kind of a mess, didn't I? I'm sure that there is a better way to do this. I've never claimed that I am a professional by any means, but if there is a better way that you can do it, then I say go for it. Hold on, let's see about pulling this. It's going to take more glue than what I just did, but it's all good. We're just working towards the end goal, aren't we? Okay, I just wadded a bunch of glue in there. I am gonna go down with this side. Ooh, that's a little warm. And then I'm gonna put this on top of it so it's not quite so hot. And then the rest of this is just gonna be me kind of, you know, gluing and fixing it so that it looks a little more presentable. And then I'm gonna cut whatever extra I feel like I need to cut to finish it up. Like right here. Okay. And then I'm gonna glue that down. All right. And then I'm gonna pull this piece to tighten it. Let me see, how do I want to do that? I've got glue right there, so let's just dab a little bit down in there. And then let's pull this. Got glue everywhere on my finger. It's catching everything. All right. And then let's do a little bit of cutting here because that's a bit much of the fabric. And then I'll use the rest of that fabric. I'll use some of it for junk journaling and things like that. So it's not completely a waste. And let's do this. Oops, I got that one out a little bit far. That's okay. I was gonna roll it under, but I wasn't sure if that would work fully or not. All right, and like I said, I'm not overly worried about the back. Make sure that before I cut, it's not gonna mess anything else up. Because once you get finished with the wreath, you can always take a piece of cardboard, or you know, they've got the colored cardboard, they've got the little tri-boards at the foam boards, that's what I mean. They've got tri-boards too, but the foam boards is what I meant. They probably have them at Hobby Lobby too, but at Dollar Tree they've got the little foam boards, and they do carry them sometimes in pink. I actually have a couple in pink that I might use to finish it. Okay, hold on. Let's see if we can just do this. another little tab right there to just kind of, I'm just trying to kind of push the pieces down that are kind of pushed out a little bit. Just kind of flatten it just a little bit so that it's hopefully a little more manageable. Ow, ow, that's hot. Ow, that one was really super hot. I mean, I know it's hot, y'all, but I kind of thought maybe it had time to cool a little bit. It had not. Okay, the only other thing I want to do is I want to put some glue right here. I have little things. Let me grab one because that's probably what I should have been using all along. These are silicone, so they are fabulous. I think I got this one at Temu. It's kind of a double-sided. I guess I need to put my camera back over on this side because I keep trying to show stuff over here. Oh, that burned. Okay. Let's see. I need to glue in here, and I probably need to glue right there. But let's do this first. Okay. And then this just needs to this is what I should have been using all along. Honestly, I haven't been crafting a whole lot, so I don't think about it whenever I'm doing it. Okay, so here is the heart. This could have probably been a little less wrinkly. But I mean, overall, it's not bad. And hanging on a door, you know, it's gonna look all right. So let's pull out the frame. And if you're doing the heart, what I was thinking was that it might even be thick enough. Hold on a second here. It might be thick enough that I didn't have to glue it, but I think I might have to either glue it. I think glue is probably going to be the best way. I'm not going to do it until I'm done. But basically what I'll do is, I mean, it's pretty much can stand in there on its own, but what I might do is just give it a big old glob of glue down here at the bottom and just stick it in there. And honestly, I might go ahead and just do it, but I don't want to risk knocking it out, so I may not. But so that's what it's going to look like. Let me go get some more of the mesh and we'll finish this up. All right, so finishing up the project, I went back to Dollar Tree and got 2 more rolls. So this is a culmination of 4 rolls of the, I almost said washi tape, 4 rolls of the mesh. You can do more, you can do less. I think if I was going to add to this, apologies, my desk is a mess. I think I would at least do probably 2 more rolls, which would make 6, and just make it really full. Just shove these up and then cram them in. But as it stands, I did 1, let's see, these are on the bottom, and then I did 1 on all the joints like we saw in the beginning, and I've got 3 over here. And this is what I'm saying is I might need to pull a few more from this side, but I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did 6 here, but I did 3 here. So I did more up here kind of in the top, but I don't know. I mean, you can tell it a little bit. I might go back and get just a few more, get maybe 1 more roll just to complete this in the middle. But honestly, I think it looks great the way it is. So my next step is going to be, I've got the hot glue warming up. I'm gonna glue my little heart in here, make sure it looks the way I want. And then as far as this mesh just picks up everything. Oh look, there's a piece that's stuck out the wrong side. But anyway, I'm going to glue the heart in here. The other thing that you can do once you get this completely to your liking is you could take some foam board or some cardboard or something to just draw it around the heart, stick it kind of in here to kind of make it look finished. In case I change my mind and want to do something different, I'm not going to do that. And it's just for me. If you're making this for a friend or a family member or a loved one or whatever, you might want to go that route. So let's see. Final touches. Okay. Is my gun ready? Yes. Why, yes, it is. That dry. And being hot glue, if you change your mind at some point and you want to change this color or you want to take it out completely, hot glue is pretty easy to pull apart. Another thing is, if you are using hot glue and you put it on a door that's going to be in the sun all the time, and you probably already know this, but the sun could melt the hot glue enough that your stuff might come loose. Let's see. Let's do, is that going to be enough? I'm kind of thinking I need to maybe put some up here. Let's just kind of, tell you what, this stuff is just dying to, okay. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about that. I kind of want it to stick out a little bit more than what it is. Which is definitely doable. I might do just a little more trimming, and then I'm going to hang this up on the door and we'll take a picture of it and show you right here. Y'all go out and spread God's love. Have an absolutely fabulous day. See you soon.